Good morning, all. I hope you all had a good Christmas season. Got everything you wanted for Christmas and are not too hungover. I don't have that problem anymore. I don't drink.
I don't
Very
either.
often. So how are you doing, Jeff? Did you get everything you wanted?
Oh, everything? No, I couldn't say I got everything I
Yeah.
wanted. I wanted snow, but it was 85 degrees here, so
Well, we got it. It's over here. Come get
good
it.
for you.
Come get it.
I'm glad somebody did.
You can come pick it up anytime you want.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, I'm just going to take a quick spin through the chat before we bring up our guests and the popcorn starts flying. Okay, John DeMarco, welcome, sir. Cinnamon Bun, welcome. 47 Yorktown, Dave G Sound, John DeMarco, the Catman, aka Dee Dee Myers, welcome. Captain Trek, welcome. Mrs. Canuck, of course, welcome. Hopefully, you're doing well over at your parents' house today. Darius, I can't even pronounce last name right now. Sorry. Brightest Day and Mark Beautifully Tired. And oh yes, of course, our Rapid Slug is in chat this morning. Good morning, sir. Bird of Prey 5, of course, NB Geek Talk, and Pat S. Welcome. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody? I don't think so. Thomas Potts. There we go. I found him.
A lot of people here today.
Yes. All right. So we're going to bring up our distinguished guests. I'm going to try to say that with a straight face. And we're going to get started. So, all right. Welcoming first the president of Kurdistan, Salty Trekker.
Greetings.
And I've got to sit up straight, and I've got to make sure that I channel my inner Paul Heyman here, because I'm going to do one joke for this bit, and only one joke, because Salty has been, the president of Great Kurdistan has been slandering this show and saying that we're going to be one-sided, and so for
I've not been
it's too late now. So I'm gonna do one joke. And then we'll get back to playing this straight, since the president of Kurdistan has been saying we're going to be one-sided. So with that, it's time to channel my inner Paul Heyman. And welcoming to the panel, your reigning, defending champion of Question of Trek, the God Emperor Bird of Prey 5.
Hello world, it's Bird of Prey 5, champion of A Question of Trek, ruler of Karoga, God Emperor of all that exists, and all that ever will, and all that ever will exist, and uncle to Charlie, father to Sassy,
and most importantly, son of Mamo Prey.
And son of Mamo Prey.
Wait. I want to clarify a couple things. So you impregnated a dog.
Oh dear!
You said went you were south quick.
No, he said he was the father of Sassy. So I mean,
well, you can adopt and be a father.
Yeah, you would know that.
Well, he didn't say adopted father. He just said father.
Well, he didn't have to.
You don't have to. You have to qualify it.
I'm just making it clear. And I mean, are all the orphans that are under your care? Do you adopt them as well?
No, if I adopted them, they wouldn't be eligible to work in the mines.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Quite a show.
Yeah, this is buckle up, folks. This isn't your regular history with R&R. And before we get too much further, I'm sorry, Richard. But anyway, here we go.
Please forgive us.
Something
I think
like
Richard
that.
would
Yeah.
approve.
No. But anyway, we'll move
one
on.
of the rules about begging forgiveness instead of asking permission?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's much easier to just beg forgiveness.
We'll plead that role. Yeah.
Yeah. And good morning, Zax, my fellow Winnipeggers. Is there enough snow in your front lawn for you? Bloody hell. 'cause that's what we needed, more snow. Anyway, so what we'll do is we will, I guess, to keep this civil, we'll start with Turkestan, and Turkestan can give us the start of Turkestan as a country.
Well, the Turkestan history is a long and ancient one, of course. The Turkestani people are indigenous to the Turkestani region, which, of course, is an
Any
area.
area around the toilet.
Now,
Meter
Bird.
of a toilet, you're in Turkestan.
Now you see, this is exactly the kind of thing we expect from someone who claims to be the God Emperor of all that exists. But anyway, you see, I come on the show with the intent of being civil, and this is the treatment we get. Anyway,
Bird, let's let him have his minute here.
We will get to Kuroga in a moment.
But they have a long, rich tradition of appreciating the environment, and the interesting thing about Turkestan is that, much like nations such as Greenland or Iceland, the name Turkestan is actually something of a misnomer. It's meant to mislead people about the actual appearance. Turkestan is known for its lush greenery. And it's actually very, very evergreen forests all over the place. It's just beautiful countryside, and but people think of it much like how Bird was just trying to malign us, and that's intentional, just and so that people like Bird would underestimate us, which he frequently does, and. Of course, we try not to underestimate the Kurogan forces, but then again, it's very difficult. When their air force has yet to successfully fly a plane more than a mile or so, but that's a whole other.
Well, I hear flying isn't the problem; it's landing.
That's true. Fair enough.
Indeed.
Yeah, landing is definitely not their strong suit. But we generally try to live at peace with our neighbors. However, because of the the various human rights atrocities that go on in the nation state of Kuroga, we simply cannot sit back while children are needlessly abused by the so-called God Emperor, and have vowed that the children of the Kurogan mines must be freed.
All right. So now we'll let Bird of Prey 5 give us the brief intro to Kuroga, so that we know the two different nation states that we're discussing today.
I'll be right back.
Yep, no problem, Jeff.
Kuroga is a vision. Kuroga is love. Kuroga is care. Anywhere a child wishes for love and a job, Kuroga is there. Anywhere an orphan wants economic opportunity, Kuroga is there. Anywhere a beagle wants food, Kuroga is there. And anywhere a bed-bound genius looks forward and thinks he could do more with the world, Kuroga is there.
I see.
That is my Kuroga. That is the truth. And it is not hard for us to imagine that a city named Turkestan, or a country, or whatever you are, named after manure, would indeed have thick and lush greenery. I'm not in any way surprised.
Yes, I mean manure is the best fertilizer.
Yes.
I have a question for you, Bird.
Okay.
How much do you pay your orphans?
They are paid in many ways. Direct monetary compensation is not important.
No, I think
They-
it is important.
They get taught how to be productive members of society, how to hold down a job once they're out of the system, and life experience that is second to none.
I think so that your audience understands what the God Emperor Bird of Prey 5 is describing is, of course, institutionalized slavery. That's why he says that monetary compensation
Excuse
is
me.
unimportant.
Excuse me, how many ovens do you have in the Turdistani oven rooms?
What oven rooms? We don't have ovens.
We saw the oven rooms on yesterday in Minecraft. You had dozens and dozens of furnaces
Yeah, those are for cooking like cobblestone.
for cooking
and-
cobblestone, right?
Yes, for cooking.
Well, I tell you, Mama Bray, have you ever heard of cooking cobblestone? No. I've never cooked cobblestone.
Well, just
Mama
because
Bray's
you haven't
never
done it
heard of
doesn't mean
cooking
that- yeah, we don't. Yeah,
cobblestone.
so that's first of all
What are you cooking?
cobblestone.
Yeah,
So I will simply defer to someone who's since you mentioned it's in Minecraft. Robert is, of course, known to be superior in Minecraft to either you
No,
or
no,
I.
no,
No. We have an expert
Yeah.
on the subject in this panel who is actually
I
one
want
of the
you
hosts.
to answer the question.
And so, Robert, is it known that you would cook cobblestone in Minecraft?
Yes,
Okay,
twice actually.
Yes. So there you go.
However, I will, for the record, to be fair, you did give me grief about having 4 in
Oh,
my
yeah,
house.
sure.
And you have like 210, but you
I
know,
have 210.
210
So
furnaces.
now he's going to go with 210, of course. Do you want me to load up the game so I can show you exactly how many I have? Because I can do that. But
well, no, you have 8 in your main, and then I don't know how many in your mine, but
I don't have any in my mind.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Right, sure.
And I actually don't have any. I don't have 8 anymore in my main because I've.
and technically, I mean, even in the rest of the world, they have those same young adult programs. It's called an internship, where they make
Right,
basically nothing, and they
So-
have to sit
somebody
there and
has
run
to-
and get coffee for the boss.
So you don't pay them. Now you say that it helps them learn job skills for later in life. So how many of your orphans have graduated out of the program and had any kind of career outside of the mines?
100.
I've often wondered that. 100.
100?
100%.
Do you have records of this, Bird?
100% of all the orphans.
100% of everyone who's graduated.
Yeah, how many have graduated?
100%.
Yeah, 100% of what number?
All of them.
You see, notice how he's evading giving an actual number. And it's because the actual number is 0.
0 is technically a number.
So basically, and the reason that none of them have graduated is because they die in the mines. Isn't that true?
There have been some unfortunate deaths.
How many die in the mines? We'll just say on a percentage.
I don't want to give a percentage.
Would you say it was somewhere around, say, 100%?
I'll say there were zeros in the number.
Yeah.
Wow.
Notice he said plural, which means that there's two, because there's only one number in a percentage scale that has
One-
plural of zeros in the number.
1.00%.
Yeah. 1%, really? So 99% of the orphans survive?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, of course not, because we know the answer.
Remember this well. There shall be no peace as long as Salty Tracker lives.
Yeah, so now he's just going to, and basically all he's doing is reading what John DeMarco put in the chat.
All right, so we've established that Kuroga has a mine with a somewhat not favorable survival rate. And
Somewhat.
Kurdistan has pine trees. This is as far as we've gotten in 16 minutes. All right, let's see how
Well,
far.
now let me ask you this. I mean, so to the host. So on those facts alone, so Kurdistan, what we've established is that Kurdistan is a pleasant place with pine trees, and Kuroga has mines where all the orphans die. Which sounds like a better place to you?
Excuse me, Mr. We have pens of pigs that are so packed tight that they're like
No,
literally
after your complaint, we killed a bunch of
popping
them
them out,
so that they're not so packed. They're not packed in so tight.
popping out of the pen. Yeah.
Yeah, PETA might not be approving of your pens there.
No, we
Yeah.
did. Yeah, there was
About
a
that,
problem.
too.
There was a problem with the ranching system there. I totally agree, and we did address that.
By slaughtering.
Well,
Now,
that's what
did
you
the
do at a
meat
ranch.
did meat go to deserving families of Kurdistan, or how did you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well,
yeah.
we are a generally a capitalistic system. However, when the government institutes a experimental system, like when we're trying to develop new ways of farming or ranching, and there's excess production, we basically give it away to the population, first come, first served basis.
So like a Christmas cheerboard.
Pretty much.
Okay. Something tells me this has been
That's a
slanted
good
one way.
question. Number one asks, how many plane crashes occur in Kuroga daily? How many? Well, that really depends on how many flights there are in Kuroga daily.
Well, how many crashes, period?
Well, I don't think that's a fair question. I mean,
That's not a fair question.
no, I mean, because it really depends on, is bird flying that day?
Well, you'd think he'd have hired pilots that would do the flying.
You'd think, but do you trust other people to fly you around?
Well, I think we lost the God
Oh.
Emperor.
Oh, I'm
he's
sorry.
kinda
I'm here.
Did you fall asleep, Bird?
No.
Resting your eyes?
Mama Bray. She had nothing. Don't worry about it. Do I allow other people to fly me around? Sure. I mean, I don't mind flying myself around.
As long as you don't have to land. Landing can be an issue.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I know I can land because obviously I'm still here.
Yeah.
But other people, they don't believe it because of vicious rumors being circulated online
Ah.
by Kurdistani and Kurdistani agents.
So the rumors that planes crash all the time are just rumors. This is what we're being told.
Exactly. I mean,
I see.
So just rumors.
flying is the safest way to travel. That's not a rumor. That's a fact. Thomas
Do you
is
have
claiming there's video.
Huh?
Thomas is claiming he has video.
Yeah, that's
Is this doctored video or regular
no,
video?
This is well, the video he's talking about is a video of Bird of Prey 5's actual live stream. And so the Bird was actually streaming himself with some of his wonderful piloting skills.
Mm.
You know, if
Well,
you-
I know that Bird had a flight simulator at one point.
okay. So here we go. I think I have.
I believe he still does.
Ah.
I don't know if he uses it much, but
Yeah, if you would like to take a look at what I just put into the private chat, that was from the general of the Kurdistani military, Thomas Potts. Thank you, Mr. Potts.
All right. So we shall see if this has any.
Well, that's straight
And-
from Kuroga. I mean, that is Kurogan video.
All right. So here we go. Let's turn this up so that I believe it can be heard.
If I angle this right, we're going to be okay.
Ooh, that looked a little rocky.
We were not okay. Okay, well,
minor mishap. Minor mishap. So maybe it's not the pilot, but the plane that's the problem.
it
'Cause
doesn't
clearly
seem to
that
matter
wasn't
what kind of plane he flies.
Because it was clearly an experimental craft.
Well, that was, keep in mind, Bird o' Prey landing a Bird o' Prey.
Well, you don't
Yeah, I
land a
did
bird of
notice.
prey.
Well, apparently not.
Well, Bird
dock a
doesn't
bird of
anyway.
prey. You dock a bird of prey, but I've never seen. I don't think
No,
I've
in
ever
Star
seen one
Trek 3,
land.
he,
Oh
Sulu
yeah, yeah.
landed
Star
a
Trek
Bird of
3, they
Prey.
did
And-
land one.
and 4.
Oh, yeah.
That movie you don't like, Salty.
What do you think I don't like that?
No, the one he doesn't like is First Contact.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't like 4 either. I mean, if you
No,
had watched
four
him and
is-
Matthew rip it a new one.
It's just not my favorite. I don't know. Anyway, we're getting off on
Bird, do you want to defend Star Trek 4?
trying to give
Star
Bird
Trek.
something.
Star Trek 4 needs no defense. It is its own defense.
I tend to agree with you.
Okay.
We also know that
Listen-
Salty. Well, we see the thing is that Salty likes anything as long as it says original series at the beginning. Everything else,
Well, that's not true. Star Trek 5, I'm not a big fan of.
true. But
John
did we-
DeMarco says Salty only likes Star Trek 2.
And I'm not sure what this one is, but another video from Thomas for you guys to examine.
Oh boy.
I have no idea what this one is.
Come on. Okay. Throttle up. I'm losing altitude here.
All right. Now I don't know. This seems a little convenient, but I'll allow it.
See.
Again, this is Bird on an actual Bird live stream. This is Kurogan public video feed.
All right.
Oh, come on. Okay. Throttle up. I'm losing altitude here. Come on, why am I losing altitude? I've been doing fine this whole time. No. Why am I crashing? I'm out of fuel.
Well, see, that clearly wasn't his fault. He was out of fuel, so it was the fuel man's job. They didn't properly fill up his plane.
Shouldn't he have noticed that before he took off?
Well, there's these details, but you know.
Flight check kind of thing, right? That's
Well, he just has too. He just expects too much.
Right.
There we go. That's the out for that one.
He expects too much to check his fuel.
No, he just expects them to do their job. They didn't do their job.
Well, I mean, I'm
Okay,
not,
I remember what happened that day.
All right.
I've been flying so perfect all morning. I had like 12 perfect landings that I just got used to. I took it for granted. And that was the flight, of course, or having to run out of fuel.
So 13 out of 12. So 12 out of 13 times the flight went fine.
Exactly.
Okay, so there's your answer to your question, Salty.
And then another 3 times after this. So
1 out of every 13 flights go badly in Kuroga.
this was like rounding error.
Yeah.
Doesn't even count.
Rounding error.
Yeah. Plus, you can see that, there's only room for like one person on that plane.
So the airline standards in Kuroga is we check the planes most of the time.
Almost every time.
Sounds like most airlines in the world, to be honest. We
might
get
be
your
never
baggage
to-
there most of the time. Your baggage will arrive with you most of the time.
And Thomas is pointing out he actually was not out of fuel. That's just what he was saying.
So, Thomas, do you have something to add? Did you have some type of explosive device on that plane?
No, he's just saying you could see on the video that he had like 15% fuel.
Gauge might have been broken.
Well, that would be another thing that he should have checked before the flight then.
Yeah, how am I supposed to check if the gauge is broken?
Tap it. Isn't that how that works? If the needle moves, there's a problem. If it doesn't, you're good.
That gauge was made into Kuroga. It was perfectly
Yeah, it was
good.
it's made in Kuroga, so it obviously doesn't work.
And Thomas Potts says there wasn't an explosion.
Bird, it seems like you're on the defensive a lot here.
No, I'm fine.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You're
haven't
not
heard
looking
it.
too good in all this.
I haven't heard anything that could possibly be an actual threat against Kuroga.
Except
for, of course, Kurdistani snipers that like camp and shoot him and stuff, right?
Kurdistani snipers.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Except
even
for
need
Thomas.
To show that. Yeah, that's
Except for
Thomas
Thomas.
single-handedly can defeat the Kuroga.
They got no
military.
one who can shoot worth a damn.
Well, I will say this about Kurdistan, though. They can't seem to rescue me.
Yeah, that's been an ongoing problem for about what?
Yeah. I've been waiting for about nine months now.
We sent a rescue team, and you said you
Sure
wanted
you
to stay.
did.
No, I did not. I never even
You
saw
said
anybody.
You said you'd seen the light and wanted to be a Kurogan now.
That is not true.
My co-host says that's fake news, so.
So, but all the joking and stuff about Bird's piloting skills aside, our main grievance with Kuroga is the fact that the abuse of children. That's just something that we cannot abide. And
No children are being abused.
They
okay.
just have a very harsh
It's
internship.
not even harsh.
What are the
It's
children
not
doing?
even that harsh. Right now, they're mining uranium.
And you don't think that's harsh?
No, it's really not.
Well, it wouldn't be if you have the proper protective gear.
Compared to
They
mining
don't have protective gear.
Oh, well, that could be a problem. They might glow in the dark.
an old wives' tale.
Oh, I was tale.
Yeah, about the glowing in the dark, not about the protective gear, just to make that clear. Yeah, what's the average life expectancy in the mines?
I don't know. How long is the average length in the mines in any given day?
I don't. You it's your mines.
No, I'm getting an answer.
Oh, okay.
Who are you getting an answer from?
Denise, hold on.
Denise.
Denise. Who is this Denise?
Yeah, I'm curious who Denise is.
Probably
Denise-
secretary. Every god
the
emperor needs one.
secretary in charge of questions.
Why don't we ever see Denise?
She doesn't like to be on camera.
Uh-huh.
6 hours?
So the average
6
life
hours.
expectancy of
No. Okay, so Denise says the average time in the mines in any given day is 6 hours
Okay.
for an orphan.
Okay. I don't
So
think that
then-
was the question, though.
Yeah, the question was what's the average life expectancy of a Kurogan orphan in the mine?
We've never done the math.
Is it more or less than 6 hours?
Hold on, I gotta
See,
Carry the one.
integrate.
the very fact that he has to find out is a bad sign.
Now it's definitely over 6 hours.
Definitely over 6 hours. By how much?
Well, now we got to estimates.
Average.
6
Average.
hours. Well, technically, I mean, if you think about it,
Don't you keep any kind of statistics or records?
No, statistics are mostly made up on the spot and as needed.
Well, as you can see in Kuroga, that's certainly the case.
How do you guys pay your orphans?
Well, first of all, we don't have a huge surplus of orphans.
So you
well, that's
kill the
because
kid.
if I remember
the
correctly,
parents.
Turdistani sends all their orphans to Kuroga.
No, that's just propaganda. That's not true. We don't have. I don't know why people think that there's these Turdistani orphans. There aren't like Turdistani orphans. I mean, there obviously every country has a percentage of orphans, but that's a very low percentage. Like no more than you would find in any first world country. But we don't have. I don't know where all these orphans that are in the mines of Kuroga are coming from.
Well,
that's a whole other question that I
Kurdistan
want to
attacked
ask.
the Kurogan orphan system. It was
We
one of your
attacked
first.
the Kurogan orphan
It was
system.
one of your first attacks. It was very bloody.
Yes, during the space engineers era.
Well,
Yep.
first of all, that was a lie, but that's because how could we have now? Even if what you're saying was true, that wouldn't have caused the huge surplus of orphans if what we were attacking was your orphans. You understand that? Because if our attack killed your orphans, that wouldn't have created more orphans.
Do you understand how a baby boom works?
I understand that killing orphans doesn't create more orphans.
Yes, it does. That's what you're not accepting.
Unless there's some sort of mutants or something.
Well,
I
they
don't
do
know.
work in uranium mines, Jeff.
I was thinking that.
I'm
So,
just
you know,
saying.
Yeah, maybe they reproduce by mitosis. I don't know, but
Maybe by explosion. You know, we in Gremlins you add water to them and they multiply. So maybe if you add explosions to them, they multiply in Kuroga.
where do all these orphans come from initially, Bird?
Usually they wander across the border, or they just
They
live there.
wander across the border from where?
Kurdistan.
What are you talking about? No, we do not have children wandering over to Kuroga. I can pretty much guarantee you that.
do you have
Now-
proof of this, Bird?
I Do you have proof of what?
That they wander across the border from Kurdistan?
Well, where else would they be coming from?
Well, you tell me.
I mean,
His
What do you think,
inside
it's
sources tell him it's from Kurdistan.
you think they're just sitting there
Well,
waiting to be put on a publicity shot? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Yeah, and that makes no sense. I still want to know what the life expectancy is for these poor kids.
6 + 1 hour. That
Well, they
sounds
need a lot of orphans then.
Yeah. And yeah, how do you possibly mine enough uranium if the life expectancy is only, 6 hours plus or minus an hour?
Like I said, it's very quick to mine uranium
Is it?
these days.
if you use dynamite.
You just
Drills take too long.
you can the kid a lit stick of dynamite and send him down the tunnel.
Worked in the railroad. Anyway, moving along.
Wow.
It did. I'm sorry. It's actual historical fact. It worked in the railroad.
So what you're saying is that since they did it in the railroad, that makes Kuroga okay.
I never said it made him okay. I'm just saying it's that we have historical precedent for it.
Well, congratulations.
History repeats.
You're right up there with the American Railroad, Bird. Congratulations. So yeah. So obviously the incredible humanitarian abuses in Kuroga we simply cannot tolerate, and why they're stockpiling uranium, who knows, but we can't sit still and sit idly by while the children are being abused like this. I think it's pretty obvious that some horrendous things are going on there, and Bird won't even give us a solid answer as to how long these poor kids even can survive, or where these kids
Bird?
are even coming from.
I do want to know what you're using that uranium for.
That's a secret.
Standard
So it's
government answer, classified.
But electricity isn't free, Professor.
So you're selling it.
Just saying you can't have internet without electricity.
This is true.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
Is that why
that's
you
why
have
we
so
use-
many internet problems, Bird?
No, we don't have internet problems. Said Kroger internet is second to none.
Which
Sure it is.
and it's really too bad that Kuroga has refused our offer of because we have developed a second generation solar system that has just been really, really wonderful. We have solar.
Okay,
and
hold.
hydropower. Yeah.
You have Kurdistan has created a solar system.
Or not solar
That's-
system, but I mean solar
How
power.
has Kurdistan created?
You know what I mean.
This
I
I
mean, so-
gotta hear. How did you
Diagrams there?
manage to
Minor
create
slip of
a
the-
solar system?
No, minor slip of the
Yeah,
tongue.
where is the solar system?
Minor slip of the tongue. I mean the solar panel system.
Do you have a Genesis device or something?
Yeah. The solar panel system that does wonderful job for storing, collecting electricity, and a battery system that stores it so that we can actually store electricity even through the winter months. And we've offered to share our surplus of energy with Kuroga. And basically, the answer from Kuroga has generally been some rather, well, I won't repeat the actual words said from the God Emperor, but something about my mother and mating habits with a targ. And we've just been trying to help. So don't take this, electricity as free crap from him. Or electricity ain't free crap, because in Kurdistan, electricity is free.
So you do not charge, your hydro companies in Kurdistan do not charge for hydro.
No, because we developed the system, and it's at this point, it's very efficient, and we actually sell electricity to neighboring countries, and so the people of Kurdistan get free electricity, and we've offered, because Karoga is clearly in dire straits, we've offered to give them free power because they're clearly in a crisis, but they're not interested in our help. They just want to abuse kids and mine uranium.
I see. Bird.
Just because we haven't asked for your help doesn't mean we want to abuse kids.
Okay, what do you call sending kids into unpaid labor to die in uranium mines?
That's certainly not a loving.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Certainly not a what?
Hmm?
What did you say, Bird?
I don't know.
Certainly not a.
What was the question? Okay, it's certainly we're certainly not abusing kids.
Then how would you define abusing kids?
Well, making
Sending
them
them to
work in the
Kurdistan,
mine.
I think, would be his answer.
Yeah, forcing them to work the mines.
So forcing them to work in the mines would be abusing kids.
Yes.
And you're
don't
forcing them
you
to work in the
do
mines.
that?
No, they do it by
No.
their own free will, right, Bird?
Yes, yes.
Stop helping him, Robert.
It's all in the up and up.
Yeah.
How is this all in the
Do-
up and up?
Do you have proof of this, Bird?
I'm not going to just hand out proof to people with no authority to ask.
Again,
The
I think
proof
Those are-
is in my words.
the
So
political
as a,
the political wonders of that's classified.
so as a Karogan citizen, I don't have access to this proof.
Why would you need it?
As I want to know.
I'm telling you.
Well, as a Karogan citizen, didn't you grow up in the mines?
No, because he's
No,
not an orphan.
I'm not an orphan, and I was brainwashed about 9 months ago into this country.
Ah.
So
He's an immigrant to Karoga.
Ah.
So, and so, Bert, you're saying it's on the up and up, but why would anybody voluntarily go in for no pay into such hazardous working conditions that the life expectancy seems to be less than 2 work days?
That has never been proven.
well, then prove it or disprove it.
I want to know it's at least 3. And that's
It's at least
I
three.
will
that's
grant
without
you-
doing any math.
At
Wait,
least,
I
at
will
least.
grant you 3 work days is the life expectancy in the mines. How's that?
No,
Okay, then what is the life expectancy?
absolutely at least 4.
Why don't you ask Denise what the life expectancy in the mines is?
Denise. For real? Okay. I'll talk to them. Okay, guys, I'm back.
All right.
I was right.
Oh,
Yes,
welcome back.
It's at least 3.
At least 3 days. All right.
Okay. So Denise said at least 3. That's what her answer was.
Denny's.
No,
Dunnies. Her answer was at least 3. That's exactly what she said.
now these are Earth days, right?
These are Earth hours.
So
Earth
at
hours.
least 3 hours. Is
You
that
know
what
what
you're
I'm
saying?
talking about, Auntie.
So you're saying that they live at least 3 hours.
No,
Right.
I'm saying they live at least 3 days.
At
Okay.
least 3 days in the mines. Okay. That's 6-hour shifts. Well, 6-hour shifts ain't bad. I mean, if you think about it, you know, standard workday is
That's
8.
18 hours. That's an 18-hour life expectancy.
You know what? Math is, there's no point in dealing with math.
No, I think there kind of is a point to math there.
If you know what they say, you go looking for witches, all you're going to find is witches.
Mm.
No, I don't think that's a thing. I think
I believe
you're-
if you're looking for trouble, you'll find it is the proper translation of that one. But
but
we
I
can
think
go
what
with
we-
witches.
But what we're looking for here, Bird, is the truth. And so we want to know what is the truth of the conditions in the Korogan mines.
I plead the fifth.
We have the 5th here in Kuroga.
The fifth. Yes, we do.
Oh,
So now,
okay.
now this is an interesting factoid said by Thomas Potts. So I just want to confirm this with Salty.
Mhm.
So Thomas Potts says you're over 900 years old, sir.
Well, that, it is true that the incredibly wonderful environment of Turkestan does tend to stretch out the life expectancy, but Thomas does tend to speak with hyperbole a bit when it comes to that.
Ah, I see. So you're not a 900-year-old.
No, I'm not actually 900 years old.
I see.
But the average life expectancy in Turkestan is well in excess of 108.
Ah, I see.
Oh, my alter ego is 953. I look pretty good for 953, I think.
You have an
I
alter
believe
ego?
even the great Yoda didn't live that long.
And yes, Jason, I did create a whole solar system. Slip of the tongue. I'm never going to live that down. Sorry, you know, the MS.
How far away is this solar system? 10 light years, 20, 100?
Really, you're gonna focus on me slipping that up when Bird is sitting there, basically all but admitting human atrocities at one of the worst levels.
There's no atrocities being admitted. I'm actually denying them.
Yeah,
That's true. I have heard him say that he was denying it. So
Yeah, he's denying the word atrocity, but then admitting all the atrocities.
well, they'd live longer if they wouldn't go by their own free will to the mine.
maybe somebody should inform them.
So, Bird, what's the so you're saying that 3 days is the actual life expectancy? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it's at absolute minimum 3 days.
Okay,
Three,
What's the maximum?
I don't know, 1,000,
Days?
1,000.
Thousand. Okay, interesting.
John DeMarco says Thomas is being generous. Salty's true age is much older than 900. Care to comment, Salty?
No. I'm just never gonna win.
But this isn't to win. This is just a friendly discussion of
I know. They think I'm really old. I don't know why. I'm not that old. Mm, maybe 850.
maybe 850.
50.
Not a day older. All right.
You lose track after like 600-700 years. I mean, just being realistic about it.
I can attest to that.
Yeah. I mean, once you've seen one or two crusades go by, it's like,
They're all the same.
yeah.
So how many
Well,
crusades have you seen?
Huh?
How many crusades have you seen? It's
How
a
many-
legitimate question.
Yeah, that's a good question, Bird. Although it sounded like you were trying to help Salty there a little, Bird.
Well, I'm still waiting to hear about because Denise seems to have a handle on the statistics of the orphans in the mines, because that's our main grievance, like I said, is these orphans in the mines. And yet so why don't you get Denise to come on, since she actually seems to understand the actual numbers. So that
Denise, do you want to go on? No, she doesn't want, but her cousin can come on.
okay.
Her cousin.
Yeah.
Who is her cousin?
Oi, our cousin's Ozzy O'Prey.
Welcome, Ozzy O'Brien.
It's my cousin
Welcome,
Denise.
Ozzy.
So
My cousin Denise, she lives in the USA. She good secretary.
okay, well, Ozzy, we're trying to find out exactly how long the orphans survive on average in
Why they last a lot longer than these Aborigine.
We're not asking about the Aborigines. We're asking about the orphans in the Korogan mines.
Yeah, I see some of them 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month.
Ozzy, are you Russian?
Ozzy O'Prey is Aussie.
I was about to ask the same question.
Ozzy
Ozzy
through and
O'Prey is
through.
like going on a world tour here.
Red, white, and blue.
And blue? Red, white, and blue?
So you went French for a minute. All right. We've gotten Russian, Aussie, and French. Oh boy, that's a deadly combo.
Ozzy, if you don't know, please ask your cousin.
Why?
We need to know what the average life expectancy for an orphan in the Korogan mines is.
She says 3 to.
No, the average is not a range. The average is a number.
She says 3 to 15 years.
3 to 15
That-
years.
3 to
days.
15 years is a insane.
3
no,
days to 15 years. She
That's
says
That's not an
it's
average.
logarithmic.
No, the average is a single number, not
She
a.
says if you don't know what logarithms are, to look at page 22 in the 2021 official Koroga math textbook.
All right,
know
so
its title.
that math textbooks is a good place to go. So, in Kurdistan, what is the school system? Do you have a public, a private, or no school system at all?
No, we have a public school system, and in Kurdistan, we do fully fund schools all the way through the collegiate level. However, if you do want to go for a master's or PhD level education, at that point, you would need to go to a private institution.
I see. Institution, you say? Okay,
Well, you
so
know, like,
Bird of Prey 5.
Come on, you make it sound like.
Bird of Prey 5. What is the school system of Koroga?
Well,
Koroga has a very laissez-faire school system. Questions are basically up to individual districts.
well, you have your one university, that Fun University.
It's not Fun University.
Isn't that what it's called? We saw the video.
Again, bastardized names.
It's called Fun University. You did the video on it. F you. Remember with women's studies and everything?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was another fake.
You were
Fake.
in that video. Or is it Fine University? I'm sorry, random.
That
Mouse.
was
You might be
fake
right.
by you.
Uh-huh. It was fake by me, but you were in the video.
Bird, I seem to remember that Kuroga doesn't have books.
No, we have books. We
Now,
just
I
don't.
distinctly remember that Kuroga does not have books.
We don't use new books.
Don't have new books.
New books are all on electronic devices.
I see. So what happens to the old books?
They get recycled into gold press latinum, minus the latinum.
Recycled to gold, huh? You have alchemy or something? Do you change paper to gold?
Gold, change paper to gold.
Well, you said it gets recycled into gold press latinum minus the latinum, so it's gold, right? So you're changing books, paper, into gold.
No, Denise says it just doesn't work like that. It just becomes gold.
I'm confused.
I'm confused as well.
That's the point.
So
That's the point.
you're trying to confuse us.
Never give away more than you absolutely need to run a country.
So you're a minimalist country.
Very minimalist.
Ah, very minimalist. All right.
In fact, if we go and look at what we're rated, what exactly does it say?
Fourth world, I believe, is the actual rating.
Kuroga has good civil rights, a powerhouse economy, and only a few political freedoms, which is fine because most people don't want a lot of freedom. Freedom is more than what they know what to do with.
So
I see.
people don't want to be free is your attitude.
It's just that you get the government you deserve, and Kuroga is the government we all deserve.
So Kuroga is the freedom that we all deserve.
But he doesn't believe people deserve freedom.
I see. An interesting
I
conundrum.
said it's the government we deserve, not the freedom. we deserve.
Ah, the government. I got
Right,
you.
but he doesn't believe people deserve freedom.
Not after recent elections.
So is there elections in Kuroga? Do they vote for the God Emperor? Or is that by birth? Because I understand there's free elections in Kurdistan, from what I've been told. Salty.
Bird. That's
Oh,
salty.
I didn't know if you were talking to me or I thought you were talking to Bird because I don't believe they do elections in Kuroga, but Bird can answer that. We do have elections in Kurdistan, of course, and we do have a monarchy as well. However, much like in England, the monarchy is largely symbolic, and so while the Queen of Kurdistan is, very popular and the people just absolutely adore her. She does not actually rule the political goings on of the country. That's where the
So
president.
she has influence and no power, is what you're saying.
for the most part, yeah. She's.
Now, I do find it interesting that the Queen's husband is the one who is voted in as Prime Minister. That seems a little sketchy.
the title
Shouldn't
is
you be
president.
excluded from the
President.
poll as president?
Anybody that is a citizen of Kurdistan is allowed to run. So that does include me, and so there are no exceptions.
So unlike England, where Prince Philip couldn't run for Prime Minister, in Kurdistan, the royal family can therefore run for government office.
Right, but keep in mind,
Right.
I also, while my wife is the queen, I am not the king.
So you have no.
I have no
royal title.
I have no royal title. Only the queen does.
I don't know. Sounds pretty sketchy to me.
A little bit.
Sorry about that.
No problem, Bert.
Hello, Jack. The question.
Is there elections in Karoga?
Well, yes and no.
Okay, explain.
Sometimes we hold elections; they're just for fun.
Oh, they're just for fun. Okay. So just for something to do on a Saturday.
Well, the Karogan Royal Court has already voted, has already correctly, mind you, assumed that the only people voting by gunshot decree voting for me.
By gunshot decree?
By gunshot decree. That.
Wow.
Do you have do you have shotgun weddings as well?
Well, yeah, but those are unrelated.
Oh, okay, unrelated. Got it. Sounds rather for Second Amendment of you.
It actually
So speaking of Second
works
Amendment,
out better.
do you guys have like a Second Amendment or equivalency?
We have an equivalency. It's called our fourth resolution,
So
and it resolves all Karoganites to own and buy a weapon at their earliest possible age.
so Karogan citizens are allowed to own firearms.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
Interesting. I was never told this.
That. Yeah. So,
Would it have changed your life much?
well,
Possibly.
yeah, because see, a lot of Karogans don't realize that they can own weapons.
Now,
That
my
might
question
change
is: now they are allowed to own the weapon itself. Are they allowed to own the ammunition for said weapon?
I was wondering that too.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Are they allowed to put the ammo in the weapon?
Yes, the whole point of it is that
Well, you
Okay,
see, that
you
just
suppose-
seems to go against everything you've always stood for.
no,
Yeah,
I'm not.
You're a
I'm
dictator.
in no way afraid that the people of
You
Karoga
should be.
would ever turn their guns on me because I'm love.
Now,
I
Gap
keep- I
Stargate
keep
says that
Karoga strong.
the firearms won't work.
Well, if they don't work for you, it's maybe because you have terrible luck.
Terrible luck.
So are the weapons all like, locked to only work for you or something?
No, they're open to anybody who has a key. They're
And
just
who-
like
who
all
has
the
the
other.
key?
You do, and you do. Everybody does,
Everybody
You
has
do and you
everybody
do.
has a key,
presumably.
presumably.
I think there's only
You
like
can't-
4 keys out there.
There's 4
Just
keys.
4.
I think so.
It's getting kind of shady right now.
Yeah, this is taking a big turn.
No, there's not a whole lot of master keys for, you know, locked guns and ammo. I think there's only like 8 keys in the last 6 years.
And who has these keys?
Neighbors, friends.
Neighbors, friends.
Better.
Okay.
Yeah, this is kind of weird sounding, man. Something just doesn't quite add up.
Yeah, I agree with you, Salty.
So there's 8 keys to the gun vaults. Interesting. Well, that would be one way to keep the number of guns down. There's only 8 keys to the vaults.
Yeah, and he can't even specify who has these keys.
Right.
I'm thinking there's Bird of Prey 1, Bird of Prey 2, Bird of Prey 3,
Yeah,
Bird of Prey 4, Bird of Prey 5.
Yeah, that's like 5 of the keys right there.
Ozio, Prey, and Denise.
Uncle Polly.
Uncle Polly. There we go. There's
Uncle
8.
Polly's got to have a spare too.
Spare what?
Uncle Prey's got to have a key, and of course Charlie's got to have a key. Because Charlie is Bird of Prey 6, and that's something.
Charlie does not work in the mines.
Did I say Charlie was an orphan?
Oh.
I
a
said
key to the
Charlie's
to the
not an
guns?
orphan. First of all, and this is of course the big scandal about Charlie that a lot of people don't realize. And Bird has been keeping it a secret, of course. But Veritas Video, if you've never seen their YouTube channel, they're working on getting the footage edited together. But Charlie is actually a clone of Bird of Prey, and so he's known as Bird of Prey 6. And so eventually, when Bird of Prey 5 expires, Charlie will ascend to the throne and be Bird of Prey 6.
Fake news.
Fake news. Okay.
So Bird of Prey 6 is codename Charlie.
Okay.
Now we get it.
Yeah.
I see. And Bird of Prey 5 says this is fake news.
Yes.
I see.
But Bird of Prey 4 said it was fake news when Bird of Prey 5 was codename Joe.
I see.
So
So there's a long history of succession, is what you're saying.
yes.
Sounds like it.
Bird of Prey 5. Is there any truth to this succession?
No.
No. Okay.
Of course he's going to deny it.
So who takes over from you?
Oh, well, the next president.
And how about the royal family? Who's next in line for the royal throne?
Well, when the queen of Turkestan eventually passes away, then her firstborn daughter would become the next queen of Turkestan.
Okay. So there is family succession. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But it is it is a matriarchy. So, and as far as the queen.
So the sons inherit Jack Diddley.
Yes.
Oh.
Which sucks.
Well, that's a little unfair.
Yeah.
So, Salty, I want to know when do we get this proof that we have this line of succession? Bird of Prey 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, like I said,
6.
the group Veritas Videos is working on it right now. I can't tell you when they're going to have it done because I don't work for them.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but it's obviously when you're talking about something of this magnitude, that it's going to take them a lot of work to make sure that they have all the proof and all that.
I don't know.
Is this like the rescue team from Turkestan to get me out of Karoga? Taking a long time?
We sent the rescue team. You said you wanted to stay. Now,
Do not recall that.
It's possible, and this is a possibility that when we sent the rescue team, perhaps one of the clones that maybe Bird made a clone of you in order to fool the rescue team.
That's possible.
Did
this
I wouldn't
sounds
put it
as
past
shaky-
Bird.
This sounds as shaky as Star Wars 9.
I did
Um,
not.
I'm just saying that is a possibility. I'm not saying that definitely happened. I'm just saying that that's a possibility.
So on Kurdistan, you have the Queen, Miss Tracker, and then on Bird of Prey 5, we have Mummo Prey 5 as like the real ruler behind the scenes.
Bird, you
Yes,
want to comment
which-
on that? It's true.
Mamo Prey is obviously the true power
Yes,
behind this.
behind the throne. So that would make sense for Charlie then to succeed because it would be appointed by Mummo Prey.
I have no doubt Charlie will one day succeed me at the throne.
And he will be called Bird.
But
Prey
it
6.
will be Charlie, not Birdo Prey 6.
What if he wants to be called Bird of Prey 6?
Well, then he gets what he wants, but I doubt it.
Okay.
So you have the same naming succession as the British royals. Once they take the throne, they can pick their name.
I mean, I don't like it, but it's his choice to make.
I see.
So how did you get Bird of Prey 5?
Because I picked it 25 years ago.
Okay.
It's just a coincidence that there was a Bird of Prey 4 who had recently.
I don't know if there was a 4. I didn't check.
You
All I
don't
knew
know
is
the history?
there was a 1. Once there was a 1, I didn't try to check for a 2. I just skipped to 5.
So who was the ruler of Kuroga before Bird of Prey 5?
Would have been Dado Prey.
Dado Prey. Okay. And Salty, who did you win the election from to take
Well,
presidency
I have been.
of?
We don't have term limits here.
Okay.
And so, because we do believe that if the people want it, then people can be reelected. So sadly, I have been reelected now for the last several hundred years.
Well, he is at least 900 years old, so
I
it could
don't
be.
think I'm that old, but I am as old as.
I'm sorry, 800.
Yes,
So,
we have a
yeah.
confirmed age of 850, but anything above that is
All I can
Taking
say
ground.
is that as long as there's been recorded history of Kurdistan, I think, I've been the president.
okay. So since the dawn of time,
Well,
Salty
that's just a
Trekker
dawn
has-
of time, but
the dawn of time for Kurdistan.
John DeMarco says Salty didn't win the presidency from anyone since they didn't have elections in prehistoric times.
Wow,
And this is your co-host on Jeopardy
Yeah.
saying this,
wow,
Salty.
just can't win sometimes.
And we'll have to get Matthew's take on this as well.
I have my suspicions that Matthew did this deep fake of me for this
Oh.
video.
Okay. Yes, because there was this conversation of rigging a noble tournament in the favor of Kurdistan. The video has been put out. What do you say to these
again,
heinous charges, Salty?
I have said that first of all, even if you observe that particular video, I do not believe that there was rigged for against Kurdistan. It was rigged against Zoe, who is not a part of Kurdistan, but for whatever reason has been suffering for whatever reason at the some kind of grudge with the host Conti for some time, and,
Ah.
and why that is, I don't know.
Well, we
Something
do
about
have,
something about destruct code questions or something.
Yeah.
ah.
So I don't understand that. It's not my purview to say. I had nothing to do with it.
So the fix was in, just not for Kurdistan, is what
Yeah, it
you're
has
saying.
nothing to do with Kurdistan. I don't know it, and because I just came in blind to the whole thing. I don't know if Karoga had anything to do with picking teams and like if that was intentional or anything. But
We did not.
so yeah, and I will, despite the fact that I do not trust Bird of Prey for what I think should be at this point obvious reasons. I will take him at his word on that. That as far as any rigging on that particular show, I think have nothing to do with Kurdistan and Karoga.
Well, lucky for me, I have the Admiral as my co-host here, and I believe you're an Admiral on that show, so you would know
I
the
am.
inner workings. So, Admiral, I
Well,
defer to you.
I have no idea what Conti does behind my back. So,
Ah.
I mean, Starfleet put me on that ship just to watch him, but I can't watch him 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, you got to have a coffee sometime.
Exactly.
It seems like you guys have a lot of coffee. I mean,
Well, any
we
good ship
come
would
from-
have a lot of coffee.
Come from the school of Janeway, so,
Yeah. So I mean, just saying, you guys seem like you do do seem to have a lot of coffee.
Well, coffee's good.
I'm not saying coffee's bad. I'm just pointing that out.
You have a lot of coffee on your streams.
That I don't deny that.
All right,
Bert,
and with
Bert, do you drink coffee?
I do not. I just yesterday drank tea for the first time.
Are you see? You
The first
see?
time.
And you wonder why I
Well-
don't trust the guy.
I had tea a little bit, but I'd say yesterday was really the first time.
So see, he even just lied to you. He's like, oh, I just drank tea for the first time. Oh, so for the first time? Well, no.
I mean, I had little sips of tea before, but yesterday
kinda
I
tea-
had the first real drink.
What kind of tea did you have?
I don't know, dark tea, black tea. What type of tea?
Not-
Lipton tea.
Lipton tea. It wasn't Earl Grey.
Lipton black tea, not Earl Grey. No, not Earl Grey. Nothing fancy.
nothing fancy. Okay, just regular Pico.
Basically.
Did you enjoy it?
No, but I didn't hate it this time.
So what's wrong with you? You don't drink coffee.
I don't like anything hot.
Don't like anything hot.
Well, apparently you like uranium.
Talking about tea, not rocks.
Not rocks. Okay. Well, I
So
think uranium
it's
is a
just tea.
mineral, not a rock. But
It's just tea that you don't like hot? Or
I don't like
drinks?
tea, coffee, or hot chocolate.
You don't like hot chocolate.
The only thing I like soup.
Wow.
soup. I don't know about soup or tea. My body does not like tea. Actually, I get sick if I drink tea. Um,
I'm not a big tea drinker.
I'll drink the
but,
tea for you.
you know,
yeah.
I'll drink tea occasionally, but I prefer cold tea, to be honest. Like cold tea with lemon.
I can't drink tea of any kind. Cold tea, hot tea. No, my body doesn't like it. But with that, I think we've established that Turtistan has pine trees and Kuroga has mines. An hour and a half, and we've established that Kuroga has mines and Turtistan has pine trees. Although, I don't know, because in the Minecraft world, you had trees and then you cut them down.
You obviously haven't been back to my place, right?
No, I haven't been back in the world, no.
Yeah.
Which means you have a good forestry industry, but other than that. All right. So with that, I'm going to say thank you all for joining us on a special holiday edition where we got a little bit more funny with the facts than usual.
And we also established that Kurogan orphans last somewhere around 6 days.
Yeah.
3 to 6 days.
Yeah. Give or take.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carry the 0, add the 1.
Very ambiguous he was on the answer.
Yeah.
The
Denise,
final
I told
answer.
you not to give him a specific number.
And
Oh, he thought
do you
he
have
guessed
more?
it. Oh, never mind.
Okay. And with that, thank you all and good night. And may Richard forgive me. Take her easy, folks.